Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have a breaking news report. Clayton Echard and Susie Evans back to talking. That's right, this video full of barrels being scraped. We are diving nose first right into the barrel, and they're back to talking. Susie mentions that she's talking to Clayton when responding to a Q&A. Do you miss your ex? Clayton responds in a way. He was on a podcast, so we'll share his response. Are they playful because we're over each other, or are they getting ready for round two?
We may scrap this whole thing, to be honest. I don't know.
We'll have to see. Do me a favor. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals, patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind-the-scenes bonus content and the award-winning awards given by me. Bachelor Rush Hour podcast is available every day. Like I said before, I got this. Oh, just dropped a microphone. I got this new setup I bought here so I can make quality audio while I'm on the road for Christmas this week. And a Christmas gift for me would be that you guys do me a favor and subscribe to the channel already. 52% of y'all are not subscribed. Double check. I'm talking to you, Trisha. And also join the Patreon if you want. You can make up for it by joining the Patreon. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm first going to share Susie's Q&A. She did it on Instagram. Great way to build engagement. Everybody wants to know, and I love it because I can always get good info out of it. But I'm going to share some thoughts from her Q&A, asking me anything. Dating. I haven't gone out on a date yet, but mostly because every time it comes up, my armpits start sweating, and still banking on finding out I'm actually a long-lost princess and I can't date anything but royalty anyways. All right, I see where you're going there. It sounded like a Christmas Netflix movie. Susie loses the Bachelor and then finds out she's royalty and moves to, Moldova or wherever. Here she is, Susie. Big eyebrow game today. Update on the date your bestie was talking about. Okay, not really much of a date there. How many social media rumors about you having a boyfriend? How do you deal with that? She said it's exhausting. JK, I'm so vain. I'm so vain. I love that I love the attention. JK. I don't see too many rumors about it, but it doesn't really bother me either way. I feel like the truth usually finds its way out eventually, and if it doesn't, oh well. Me having a rumored boyfriend that doesn't exist won't stop me from finding a real boyfriend, at least hopefully.
You can't handle
and we are trying
truth.
our best to handle it. All right, here's the one we wanted. Do you miss your ex? Meh. Haha, joking. Of course. He was a wonderful part of my life. But he probably has a lot less gray hairs coming in now that he's got me off his back. I think that's a metaphor, although, hey, who knows? Maybe we don't know how they operate. But really, of course, I miss him. He was my closest friend for the last year, and we went through a lot together, and I know we will both have a special place in each other's heart. And now that we are back on talking terms, I can go back to roasting him, but you guys still can't, only me. And it said, never before seen photo by John Herzog Photography. We broke up before they could drop. Oh, I was sad. They broke up before these cute photos could drop. And on behalf of all of Bachelor Nation, why can't you try to work it out again, Susie? Susie said that she was expecting a certain level of whatever from him. And she said, if someone can't rise to your level, somebody else can. And my thought is, Susie, just lower the level a little bit. That made a lot of people angry. No one should lower their level. No one should lower their expectations. It's like, okay, Pamela, just relax for a second. My point being, if Clayton is exceeding your expectations in some ways, but not exceeding them in others, pull from the ways in which he's exceeding and bring the... You know what I mean? Like, if you can't get your love well filled, maybe design a way that you can get some runoff from some other things into the love well. Okay, just a thought. But then again, of course, if someone really isn't showing up, fine. But Clayton just seems like the type who will go to war for you, Susie. He seems like the type who will go to war for you, and maybe you wanted something, but maybe this isn't exactly what it is. Once in a while, there's personality types, perfectionists, who expect their knight in shining armor to look a certain way and talk a certain way and have this and have that, and then they realize, this isn't the guy I wanted, but maybe it's the guy I needed.
We may scrap this whole thing, to be honest. I don't know.
Can you imagine if that's how they broke up?
We may scrap this whole thing, to be honest. I don't know.
Okay, that's my favorite new clip. All right, so anyway, ask me anything. Just moved to a new state. Any advice on how to make new friends? She said she did Bumble BFF when I first moved to Virginia Beach. A lot of girls looking for gym girl friends, which is literally me. I don't know. Did guys do Bumble? Bumble to meet guys? That would be a hard one. Hey, honey, why are you on Bumble? Well, I'm just trying to meet new guy friends. We actually thought about getting on Tinder back in the day, my wife and I, to promote our old podcast, because that would be kind of cool. But I was like, this could probably, lead to some weird things. What are you most looking forward to in 2023? Bringing my business to the West Coast in Mexico. If you know anyone getting married in Palm Springs, California, or Mexico in 2023 that haven't booked video yet, send them my way. We could have used you, Susie. Who's the new roommate? So she's got a new roommate coming, and the people are wondering who it is. Could it be Rachel Recchia? I don't think it'll be Rachel or Gabby. Although that'd be an interesting trio. The old gang gets back together. How do you know when it's time to start dating again after a breakup? She said, I feel you. I've always been very generous with the amount of time I give myself before getting back out there. I think it depends on the relationship and your mental health, personal well-being at the end of your other relationship. I once dated a guy that was really manipulative, and I knew he was bad for me, and I was emotionally checked out of the relationship weeks before it ended. It kind of feels like a Victoria thing. I was 20-ish at the time and just had a hard time breaking the ties officially, but I was pretty open to dating fairly quickly after that relationship. Yeah, if you date Mr. Wrong, you're ready to get under Mr. Right. You know what I mean?
We may scrap this whole thing.
Okay. I wanted to wait over a year to seriously date after breaking up with a really special person. I went on a few casual dates. Yeah, sometimes people can mess you up and you need a lot of free time, and other times it's like if you're ready to date, mingle, bang, whatever. It's your body. It's your choice. Do what you want. Someone messed you up when you're like, I got to work on myself, Yeah, okay. What countries that you haven't visited would you want to travel to? Ecuador, Brazil, Colombia, Vietnam, Italy, Czech, France, Spain, Greece, Netherlands. I've been to at least 70% of those. And I have to say, Colombia, get to it, Susie. It's affordable to go to. It's amazing. Vietnam, if you can take the time, go there. We're looking at our honeymoon right now, and we might go to the Maldives with a stopover in Sri Lanka and possibly Istanbul. Those places are not quite near each other. Sri Lanka is near Maldives, but to get to Southeast Asia, depending on if we go through Europe or through the Pacific, could be an option. But this isn't a travel show, although it could be. Bachelor in Paradise next year. She said, hopefully I've got a partner in crime of my own by then. And then there she is showing off the work. Okay, very good. I think that's going to be it from there. So let's go to what Clayton has said on the podcast starring Michelle Young. Now, again, this isn't necessarily about Susie, but this is his response. And at the end, I'll share what he said on Instagram about Susie giving him gray hairs still.
Season started, like when we did our segment, you came at the beginning of the season, they showed it on Instagram.
Yeah, they cut it.
Yeah, well, they did show. I can talk about it because they showed it on Instagram.
Yeah, I can, even if they didn't, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, so that was such a I was just so excited to see.
They cut the scene where Michelle Young, boy, they're just cutting Michelle out left and right. They cut the scene where Michelle Young coached Clayton on his new season.
Like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, and to see, I was at Luke and Kelsey, and it was just a really great moment and like an awesome start to the whole experience. But I remember I asked you for advice, and I wanted you to lay out this manuscript. And I believe the one thing you said is you're going to have to find a way to be able to let go of control. And I that was the one thing. And I was like, but what does that mean? You're like, and I think you said something like, you'll figure that out, what that looks like for you. And now I see it on the other side. I was like, oh my gosh, I struggled so much because I was trying to control every part of my life. I was trying to control what the public thought about me. I was trying to control my outcome, of what was going to happen post show. What am I going to do? And if things did not align and fall into place, then I just went, I just panicked, and I became
I don't blame them.
Stressed out. And so
losing control, that's a real powerful thing to detach from the outcome. You put the work in, do what you can do, and say, you know what? I've done my best. The rest is up to fate. The rest is up to the world, how it's supposed to work. This is good for as we lead into 2023 when it comes down to giving up control. We don't have control. We're flying on this rock through space. We don't have control. What we have is opportunities that come from showing up.
Now I look back at it and I just think it's so cool to see the insight you gave me back then. And now I'm like, oh, now I'm on the other side of it. Now, Michelle,
should I be promoting, this isn't a sponsor, by the way, but should I be promoting this to every Bachelor podcaster? Every Bachelor podcaster can have a silky smooth voice just like mine with the $70 purchase plus the microphone, and I just give them this information for free.
It makes a lot of sense what you were saying. And and you're right though, like what I did to let go of control was probably different than what you needed to do, but it was it was great advice, because you can't, the more specific you would have been, it probably wouldn't have resonated as much as it does now.
I'll say this about Clayton. I think of all of the Bachelor alumni, he might be in one of the best places right now to actually have a podcast, to actually share about all the motivational things he knows, from training to be a professional athlete, which comes with hard work, dedication, all those types of things he knows about, to the unknown world of human dynamics playing out in front of an audience. I would actually really be interested in a Clayton motivation, self-improvement podcast skirting around Bachelor content. I'm into it.
Yeah, it's everyone thinks that, I mean, even life in general, but to those who are listening who maybe haven't seen the bit, it was...
And Michelle, there aren't many.
I was able to get to speak with Clayton before his season. He was back at the mansion. I remember you were sitting on the couch. You looked so overwhelmed. I asked producers, like, how is he doing? And they're all like, he seems a little overwhelmed. But
that's why they wanted him. They wanted someone overwhelmed that they could control.
I had two of my students with me, Kelsey and Luke, and we got to go in and kind of just sit down with him and talk for a little bit and give him advice. And that's the thing, is that you walk in and you want this blueprint. You want this blueprint for how it's going to go. You want this blueprint for...
I just got coffee in my eye for all the podcast listeners. That's a new way to get caffeine in the morning. Oh, did you drink all that coffee? No, I just... I chugged it.
Even like your day-to-day life, all of us do as humans want control, but it really is, it's like not one size fits all. Like, I couldn't give you a piece of advice that was going to be exactly the same for you that it was for me. And truly being able to just be vulnerable, as you clearly have become so vulnerable and willing to put yourself out there, whether it's in your book, whether it's talking on social media, opening up about your mental health in general, relationships. If you're able to let go of the control of the things that you don't have.
My mom says, let go and let God. But it's a good thing. Let go and let God. God can be your God. It can be Allah, Krishna, Buddha. It can be the full moon, Whole Foods. I don't know what the hell I could be your God, for God's sake. Okay. The point is let go and let the world transpire to help you. And as Albert Einstein said, one of my favorite quotes, you need to decide, do you live in a friendly world or an unfriendly world? And if you live in a friendly world, the world will conspire to become your friend and help you with whatever opportunities you pursue. That is some sage advice I'd like to pass on to everyone out there, not just to Clayton as 2023 approaches. Let me know what you guys think. Clayton and Susie, are they going to make a comeback? I don't think so, but looking forward to see where they go in life. All right, folks. See you on Patreon right after this, patreon.com/Dave Neal. Also, link in the comment section. Don't forget, we have our single mom of the day Christmas wish list, our final one. Link in the comment section. Bye.